On the final weekend of the Big East regular season in volleyball, a rivalry like no other on deck tonight from the Cintas Center. It's Butler and Xavier, two programs separated by a little over 100 miles. Good evening, I'm Matt Schumacher. Glad to have you with us on this final weekend of the Big East regular season. The tournament field is set. Butler and Xavier not in that tournament field, but playing for pride tonight. And for the Butler Bulldogs, this is a program that is sending out a couple of seniors tonight, and they want to do it the right way. And one of those seniors is Anna Logan, who has been an absolute stud for this program, battling through injuries, twice a first-team all-conference player, and a former All-American. She is playing in her final weekend of college volleyball, and we're looking forward to seeing her tonight on the outside. On the other side, for the Xavier Musketeers, it is a youthful club, but they are led by this woman right here, Lauren Hanlon, as a redshirt sophomore. She played in only 2 matches last season, has exploded this year, leading the team in kills, battling through injury. Butler and Xavier. Does it get any better in college rivalries? No, it does not. We have this matchup coming up next on the Big East Digital Network.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt. We don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
Welcome back to Cincinnati, Ohio from the Cintas Center. It's Butler and Xavier, first serve right around the corner in this rivalry match between two schools separated by just 115 miles down Highway 74. And interestingly, we are here in Cincinnati tonight, and then tomorrow these two teams will actually finish the regular season in Indianapolis, which is one of the odder setups that you will see throughout the course of a conference slate. A home and home essentially to end the regular season. They have not seen each other yet this year. And the first serve sends this match underway in the Cintas Center. Xavier Musketeers, Alyssa Watson. Last season, Xavier swept this series, winning 6 of the 7 sets that were played. The season before, Butler swept the season series. In the last 20 years, it's been a bit lopsided. The Musketeers 17-4 since 1991 against this Butler team. Here is Nora Painter serving for Xavier. Anna Logan keeping it alive for the Dogs, but not for long. Xavier ahead early here in front of a good home crowd on what is their final home match of the 2019 season. Hard to believe we are just a week away from the postseason in women's college volleyball, as that was batted down by Melody Davidson. Melody Davidson, somebody that this Butler coaching staff really excited about. She's just a redshirt sophomore. We'll have another 2 seasons of eligibility on campus. By the way, all 10 teams in the Big East in action tonight, and perhaps the biggest match is happening right now in Omaha, Nebraska. Creighton and Marquette, a top 15 matchup to determine at least a share of the Big East regular season title. The tournament field is set, but those two teams fighting for seeding tonight in Omaha. Outside for Butler's Shea Horn. Franksman. Again, Franksman. This time it drops down, and we're tied at 4. Set up wide. How about that from Megan Sheridan, the freshman outside hitter from Zionsville, Indiana. It's a Butler program that really tries to recruit in-state. Sharon Clark in her 20th season as the head coach in Indianapolis. And it's interesting, both clubs find themselves in similar positions. Butler 5th in the conference, Xavier 6th. They're on the outside looking in terms of postseason. And I asked Sharon, I said, you know, how much conversation do you have about the meaning of this game? And she said none, because our team has been really good this year about being competitive regardless of what's happening outside of the current match that we're preparing for. Regardless of standing, regardless of what's happened in the previous matches. They just want to win tonight and send these seniors out, including Anna Logan, who we highlighted earlier in the open. Send them out the right way. Saved by Butler's Elizabeth LeBeau. Now it's wide for Franksman, and another by Kelly Franksman from Covington, Kentucky, right around the corner from Xavier University here in Cincinnati. And a big block up front for Butler's Brooke Gregory. And a look here at Xavier's head coach, Christy Pfeffenberger, in her 5th season. 2 second-place finishes in the conference and 2 trips to the conference tournament, including an appearance in the final back in 2016. I'm really excited about the future of this program. They return all but 1 player next year. How about this rally we've got going right now? No lack of competitiveness tonight between 2 teams or in their final weekend of the season. Deadlocked at 7 here in set 1. And it'll be Jada Carlton to serve for the Musketeers. Outside to Anna Logan, and just a bit long. Set up for Brooke Gregory, and a point awarded to the Butler Bulldogs. And now it is Gregory to serve for Butler. Logan keeping it alive for the Dogs, now left off for Davidson. And now wide for Logan, who is long, but it was tipped by the Musketeers, and the point goes to the Bulldogs. And that's 3 straight points on the service from Brooke Gregory, the senior from Brownsburg, Indiana, who has been 1st or 2nd on the team in kills each of the last 3 seasons, has really emerged as a star player for the Dogs, who have now recorded 4 straight points and have put some separation between them and the Musketeers here in this first set. Blocked at the net again, and that was Anna Logan coming through for the Bulldogs. Coming into the night, Logan 10 blocks away from 300 in her career. Now Xavier's Alyssa Watson, the junior from Sartell, Minnesota. Cross-court swing, and Butler awarded the point. Melody Davidson at 6'2", just such a dominant presence and really athletic. In fact, Sharon Clark was chatting with me before the match tonight. It feels like Melody Davidson may be the best athlete all around in the Big East Conference, which is saying a lot, especially just looking at the athletes on the floor in this competition tonight. Beautiful execution on the outside from Mariah Hopkins. Little finesse from the junior. Nora Painter. Left off for Chafee. Point Xavier. Back and forth we go here in the Cintas Center in set one. You know, it's interesting. Christy Pfeffenberger said that no matter what type of season either team is having, in her 5 years at the helm here in Cincinnati, she feels like every time these two teams get together, it's always a knockdown, drag-out competition. An in-your-face type of battle. And we've seen that so far here tonight. Tough action here for Xavier. Butler awarded the point. And the Dogs on top by 4 as Anna Logan is back to serve for the first time this evening. And now Maddie Cutruff serving for Xavier. Big time swing from Butler's Megan Sheridan, the freshman from Zionsville, which is just up the way from Butler's campus, about 20 minutes north. Good luck fielding that from Kelly Franksman. And that's her third kill of the first set already. Franksman again, hit out by Anna Logan, and Franksman is having a spectacular start to this match tonight in Cincinnati. And Franksman has plenty of years left. Just a redshirt freshman for Christy Pfeffenberger. Butler struggling right now on the back line and unable to get it over. Left off for Gregory. Too wide. Point X. And the Musketeers on a little bit of a run here. 4 straight points for Xavier. It's Kerrigan O'Reilly serving. Touched over the top and played back in by Jada Carlton. Now wide this time, and Butler finally getting a point back. Shea Horn for the Dogs. Set up for Gregory. And that's her second kill of the first set. And miss hit that time from Franksman. Point Butler. 6 away from winning this first set here in Cincinnati, and a timeout taken by Christy Pfaffenberger. Well, that gives us a second to catch our breath here at the Cintas Center. And it goes right along with what Christy Pfaffenberger told us, a knockdown, drag-out battle. Anytime these two teams get together, we will step aside for a moment and be right back with the first set action in Cincinnati. Fun Friday night here in the Cintas Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, the penultimate weekend of Big East volleyball. It's Butler and Xavier separated by just 2 points here in the first set, coming off a Xavier timeout. Both teams have gone on a little bit of a run multiple times here in this first set. A 4-0 run for Butler, and then Xavier responded with a 5-0 run, back and forth, ping-ponging here in the opening set. Xavier swept the series last year, winning 6 of the 7 sets that were needed in the 2 matches. And now it's Alyssa Overbeck serving for Xavier. Local Cincinnati product. All tied up in set 1. Gregory. Blocked at the net, but out of play it goes. Then a Butler point. And now Shea Horn heads back to serve for the Dogs. Nora Painter on the kill. Nicknamed the Terminator by Christy Pfaffenberger. And now this season just really working on her finishing and her control. Big arm. Can jump out of the gym. Saw it on that last kill. Logan zipping it over. Here's Painter. Logan. Logan came into the night 21 kills away from 1,500 in her career at Butler. The type of career she's had, you would think with 2 matches left in the season, she could get to 1,500. And that would put her in elite company. She's 6th all time. Butler keeping it alive. They set up Logan again. Miss hit that time. Tied at 21. And serving for the Musketeers, Alyssa Watson. The junior setter from Minnesota. Zamba now sent back over to Logan, tipped at the net, and a point for Xavier. That's the first lead that Xavier has had since it was 3-1 early in this first set. And a timeout has been taken by Butler's Sharon Clark. Well, we've got some drama brewing here in the first set in Cincinnati. We'll step aside and be right back after this.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was gonna spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt. We don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Back to the action here in Cincinnati. Xavier hanging on to a 1-point lead. Back to a tie ball game. Now Megan Ramsmeyer back to serve. The senior who has finally found a home here in Indianapolis. Ramsmeyer setting up Davidson. And now Xavier. Played over by Nora Painter. Wide for Logan, right into the middle she goes. And her third kill of the match. Ramsmeyer began her career at the University of Idaho. Then played at a junior college in her native California. Now in her second season and final season of her college career in Indianapolis. And Sharon Clark said, when I asked her about Megan Ramsmeyer, she said, I just love this kid. Her demeanor, her personality, she fit right in with the Butler culture and the program. And she's one service point away from a first set winner for the Dogs. And the officials are reviewing the previous play to see if that went out of bounds. So we'll see what happened. What they're looking right now is to see if there was a deflection. The ruling on the floor was that it was a Butler point, but it did look like upon second look that perhaps the ball went off Butler as it went out of bounds, which would mean this call would get reversed and it would actually be a point for the Musketeers. Awaiting official word from our referees. And the call has actually been upheld. So Butler will be serving for a first set winner with Megan Ramsmeyer. And now Christy Pfeffenberger has called timeout. So Xavier wants to talk things over here. Down a couple of points here in the first set. We'll be right back after this.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Butler 1 point away from a first set win. Sharon Clark giving some final instructions to the Dogs, who are trying to send a couple of seniors out the right way this weekend. Back-to-back matches against the Xavier side to finish the 2019 campaign. Neither team have a postseason in their sights this year, and so this is really what it all comes down to. And a fun way to end the season, no matter what happens afterwards. Every year, these two teams square off on the final weekend. And it's always a good bit of fun because they are true rivals. Tipped over by Chafee. Butler keeping it alive. Chafee again. Instead, this time Hopkins, and a point awarded to the Musketeers. And now Nora Painter goes back to serve for Xavier. Down a point here in the first set. Logan. Set up for Franksman. Tip back over. Davidson. And Chafee right into the net. It's a set winner for the Dogs. Back and forth we went here in this first set. Xavier falling by 2 after leading by 2 to start. Couple of runs for both sides, but Butler ends the first set on top by a score of 25-23. There was the set winner. And we will be back with set 2 as the teams change sides here in Cincinnati after this.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was gonna spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt. We don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
Welcome back to the Cintas Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Butler just eking out the first set winner. Both teams changing sides as we get set for set number 2. Taking a look at the first set stats, Anna Logan with those 3 blocks in the first set now has reached 300 blocks for her career. And she is just 17 kills away now from 1,500 in her career. The Butler senior trying to go out on top in her final weekend of collegiate volleyball. Mariah Hopkins with 4 kills, leading the team for the Musketeers in that first set. And you can see the hitting percentage on the right side of your screen. Butler much more accurate in that first set. That'll be something that Xavier looks to change up here in set number 2. Everybody's having a little fun. It's Friday night. Butler's Shea Horn keeps everybody light throughout the course of a very long, grueling college volleyball season. It'll be Brooke Gregory to serve for the Bulldogs here to start set 2. Point for Butler. Gregory, one of a few seniors for Butler playing in their final weekends of college volleyball. Jada Carlton heading back to serve for the Musketeers. The sophomore out of Harrisburg, North Carolina. Logan. Kept alive. Xavier getting it back over to a round of applause from the hometown crowd. Logan again. Tried to finesse it that time. Met at the net by Lauren Hanlon. And to keep you abreast of our top 15 matchup in conference play tonight, Marquette winning the first set at Creighton 25-22. The Golden Eagles looking for a share of the Big East crown. They need a win tonight against Creighton to do so. Set up for Davidson. And a massive spike for the redshirt sophomore. Ramsmeyer serving. Painter responds for the Musketeers. Xavier was picked 9th in the Big East. Had a couple of late transfers leave the program, which left them void of that veteran presence that they expected to have. They have outperformed that preseason prediction, though. And a pair of wins this weekend against Butler would actually help them do a 5th place finish when the conference slate is all said and done. Painter on the 3rd attempt. Flipped up, now Butler an opportunity. Painter, the kill. Alyssa Watson serving for the Musketeers. Davidson. Painter. Again. They just keep going right back to Painter. That time met at the net at another point. Painter has been utilized early and often tonight. Musketeers seeing something, really liking their chances with her on the outside. She had 3 kills in the first set. And Painter up to 5 kills in the match tonight. Logan serving for the Dogs. Painter. Beautiful dig. And Butler's Elizabeth LeBeau. This time Chafee, met at the net by Davidson. Guess who? Painter again. One more time for Painter. And a point for the Musketeers. Nora Painter's feeling herself right now in the second set. 4-point lead for Xavier. A bigger lead that they had than they had at any point in time in the first set. Responding well after dropping that first one 25-23. Here is Painter serving. Horn. Beautifully executed by the Butler junior. LeBeau. Franksman blocked at the net by Brooke Gregory. The interesting thing about these two teams, they have a lot of very talented individual players, but some injuries, some transfers very close to the start of the season, at least on the Xavier side, left them a little bit short-handed this year. But particularly for the Musketeers, who only lose 1 player going into the 2020 season, really high expectations on campus, certainly to get back to the conference tournament. For the first time since 2016, they made it to the final that year. But you look up and down both sides, and you've got top 3 attackers in the conference, top 3 performers in digs, blocks. Some really talented individuals on the court tonight. Shea Horn, big swing on the left side. And Butler making a bit of a comeback here in set 2 with Ziemba serving. Franksman, maybe drop it over. Logan setting it up now for Horn. Painter. Have to get this one over. Horn does. Hopkins, too long, and we are tied in set 2. Horn leads all dogs with 5 kills. Meanwhile, for the Musketeers, Kelly Franksman with 5 kills. Butler on a 5-1 run here. And that is quickly stopped by the Muskies. A couple of substitutions rolling on, including Lauren Hanlon, who is first on the team with 2.5 kills per set. Hanlon, big swing. Blocked by Logan. Horn met at the net. Point for the Musketeers. Hanlon's somebody who, earlier than expected as a redshirt sophomore, has really emerged as a leader, almost out of necessity this season for Xavier. Here's Horn. Blocked at the net by Hanlon. But the point is awarded to Butler. First. Watson serving. Franksman blocked by Logan, who has eclipsed 300 blocks in her career tonight. Can still get up, even on a battle-tested body. She has been through the gamut of injuries. Was out for 18 months during her redshirt season. She's dealt with back, knee, wrist. A warrior, in the words of Sharon Clark. Overbeck serving for Xavier. Here is Logan. Kept in and alive for Hanlon. Gregory. Painter. Point X. And Painter now has 4 kills tonight. Make that 6 for Painter. Beautiful save by Xavier's Kerrigan O'Reilly. Logan. O'Reilly setting up Hanlon. And another point for the Musketeers. Well, Xavier's hitting percentage had to improve here in set 2, and it has so far. Nearly halfway through. They were under 20% in that first set. Logan going for the kill. She gets the point for the Dogs. Jada Carlton serving for the Musketeers. Trying to get some separation now in set 2. Level this thing at a set apiece, but Anna Logan has something to say, but it's called out of bounds. Carlton. Long service and a little bit too long. Out it goes and back to the Dogs. It'll be Megan Ramsmeyer serving. Big block at the net. Davidson and Logan right there. Painter on the other side. Flipped over, and how about that from Kerrigan O'Reilly, the freshman out of Westerville, Ohio. Sneaky in front of the net. Here's another look at it. Just flipping it right into the middle. Nobody home for the Dogs. 16-13 Musketeers. Watson serving. Davidson. And now Anna Logan back to serve. 3-time All-Conference player for Sharon Clark and an All-American honoree back in 2016. Painter flipping it over. Setting up Horn now for Butler. Hopkins. Horn again on the left side. Beautiful dive. Watson keeps it alive. This time Davidson. Hopkins right into the net. Some miscommunication there and a point for the Dogs. And they're well within striking distance again. Logan serving. And now Nora Painter serving. She struggled with her accuracy at times this year. Beautiful service that time. Here is Horn. And a net violation on Xavier. Point Butler. And now Elizabeth LeBeau serving for the Dogs. But not before a Xavier timeout, which gives us a break in the action. A 1-point set in number 2 from Cincinnati, Ohio. We'll step aside. You are watching the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Back to the action in the Cintas Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Dogs looking to make a comeback complete here in set 2. They lead 1-0. Serving for Butler is Elizabeth LeBeau. Franksman trying to sneak it over for the Musketeers. Set up for Horn. This will be tough for Xavier. Played back in nicely by Watson. Horn again. And Butler, a big-time point by Megan Sheridan. level in set 2 at 17 apiece. And Butler sneaking it over. LeBeau, who is on pace to finish the year with the best digs per set average in Butler history, but having some success at the service line here in set 2. 3 straight points for the Butler sophomore. And the Dogs have taken a 2-point lead. Set up for Hopkins, who quickly responds and ends that run for Butler. I had chatted with Christy Pfeffenberger about where she's found leadership, given the fact that they are without so many veterans this season. She mentioned Hanlon, but she also mentioned Hopkins as a redshirt freshman. Painter, point Butler. First to 20 in this set, as they were in set 1. Cross court for Horn, couldn't quite keep it in. Tied at 20. Xavier's Kerrigan O'Reilly, who leads the team in assists, back at the service line. Point for the Dogs. And they will send Emma Milstead, the senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, transferring over after 3 seasons at Gardner-Webb. On her final season of eligibility. And Hanlon the winner for the Musketeers. Back and forth. Well, I'll tell you what, we weren't sure what we could expect tonight. Just given the nature that these two teams don't have a postseason to look forward to. Both coaches were hoping that they would see some competitive play. We have gotten that and some tonight. Tied at 21 in set 2. And a winner right into the heart of the court for Butler. Slight advantage to the Dogs here as we get into the final points of the second set. Brooke Gregory serving. Painter. And a winner, big time, Brittany Robinson. The redshirt freshman out of Peoria, who's only played 1 set in the last 3 matches coming into tonight. Butler inching closer to a set 2 win. We'll be right back after this.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was gonna spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
Butler Bulldogs trying to avenge a sweep at the hands of the Musketeers from a year ago. They lost 6 sets to 1 in 2 matches. But they are a couple of points away from going up 2 sets to none in this first of 2 matches against the Musketeers this weekend. They'll be headed back to Indianapolis tonight for the final match of the regular season for both teams tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It is not televised on the Big East Digital Network, but you can, as always, follow along on Big East Twitter and the Twitter accounts of both programs. Here is Brooke Gregory. Butler 2 points away from a set 2 win. Painter, not so fast, says Nora Painter, her 8th kill. And now Jada Carlton back to serve. Floating ball into the middle. Kept alive by the Dogs. Here is Logan. And Butler will serve set point. And it is Megan Ramsmeyer serving. Lauren Hanlon coming up big, leads the team in kills. That was a must-have for the Musketeers, who now serve with Alyssa Watson in the back. Down a point. Setting up Davidson. Set Bulldogs. And Butler on top 2-0 over the Musketeers. Both have been tremendous battles, and both sets have been won by just 2 points. A highly competitive contest tonight between two sides separated by just 115 miles. What a rivalry and what a match so far. We'll be joined by a member of the Xavier Athletics Department when we come back on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
Intermission in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Cintas Center. A tremendous rivalry on hand tonight between the Xavier Musketeers and the Butler Bulldogs. Butler back-to-back set winners, 25-23 after 2 sets here in Cincinnati on the final weekend of Big East play. Matt Schumacher with you, joined by one of the tremendous members of the Xavier Athletics Department, Angela Wiss. And Angela, you must be having fun on a Friday night here at the Cintas Center.
Absolutely. It's a really exciting match. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to come out here and support these young women and all that they do. They work so hard.
Well, it's probably fun for you, too, to kind of get out of the academic setting. You see these ladies working so hard on the books, but now you get to see them come out here and have some fun on the court.
Yeah, it's what they love. It's what they come to school for, to get their education and be able to play the sport that they grew up playing and that they love. So it's a lot of fun to come out and support them.
So for those who are curious about what an academic advisor does within the framework of an athletics department, what is your role here at Xavier?
So my title is Director of Student Athlete Academic Support Services. It's a long title, but essentially I run a staff of some academic advisors, and we are what's called as success coaches, and we help these young adults, with their academic success here at Xavier. The academics are superb, and they're second to none, and they can be challenging at times. So we make sure that we're supporting them in everything that they need, whether it's tutors or learning specialists or study hall. We have all that available to them. So we meet with our athletes very regularly, and we just make sure that they're getting the support that they need so they can be successful.
I could use a success coordinator in my life.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
not in school anymore.
I know, me either. I could use one too.
If you were to say, let's say you're pitching Xavier to somebody, what do you think that the coolest part about being a Musketeer is?
Family. It's a family environment. It's a community. You really feel it the moment that you walk on this campus. Everyone's so friendly. People are willing to help. People open the doors for you, smile, say hello. It's that Midwestern charm.
Yes.
And, it's just a really special place to be.
Now, this volleyball program actually was one of the highest rated teams on campus in terms of overall GPA.
That's
What's
right.
so special about this group of ladies?
Yeah, well, they work really hard. They care about their academics. They have future goals outside of volleyball that are really important to them. They did just get honored in the spring for the highest team GPA with 3.63, and they were honored with a dinner with the provost, so that was really nice.
Did you get invited to that dinner?
I did. I actually helped arrange it.
Of course, because you
was
helped
awesome.
these ladies to that.
Well, yeah, I mean, our advisor, Chris Barber, our assistant director, he's on the road today with our men's basketball team, but he would normally be here, and he is their advisor, and he does a great job. But, my staff and I serve as a family. We pitch in for each other, and so I know all these young ladies as well. It's awesome.
The Musketeer way here in Cincinnati. Angela Wiss, thank you for your time, and thank you so much for all you do for these student athletes. Angela Wiss, ladies and gentlemen. We are back to the action on the court here in the Cintas Center. Xavier trying to respond, down 2-0. And just to keep you abreast of the situation out in Omaha right now, Marquette and Creighton, as you might expect, tied at 1 set apiece in what is the battle for the Big East regular season title in a sold-out DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha. Ramsmeyer serving for the Bulldogs. Big-time swing from Hanlon, couldn't quite get it over, and an early lead for Butler. It's always interesting, the psychology of a team who comes out of the break down 2-0. How do they respond? It's a good crowd at home here tonight in the Cintas Center for the Musketeers. Hanlon set up, and this time will not be denied. It's been a bit of an up and down roller coaster season for the Musketeers, but they have outperformed expectations, at least outside of the program, in terms of Big East play. Davidson, a big swing, and a cross-court winner for Butler. But this Xavier team really looking forward to next season. They have 3 freshmen coming in. One who is a big name in the local club scene, Stevie Wolf. Family with strong ties. Both parents very involved in the volleyball community, and Christy Pfeffenberger very excited for this program's future. And as we talked about in the first set, they only lose 1 player going into next season. So a lot of youngsters getting tons of success this season. That will certainly bode well for them next year. Davidson playing well in set 3 for the Bulldogs. She is not messing around right now for Butler. Had 5 kills coming into this set. Chafee sneaking it over. Horn. Set up for Hanlon, dropping it down for the Musketeers. Hanlon, so much respect from her teammates and the coaching staff. As she cycles out now and Hopkins comes in. Hanlon played just 2 matches last year because of injury. She's still dealing with that same injury this season, but has found a workaround. And she is as tough as they come. Horn. Painter set up. Ramsmeyer diving. Horn again. Horn a third time. Chafee finally finishing a tremendous rally. Point for the Musketeers. Tied at 4. Here in set number 3. It is Alyssa Watson serving. Hopkins set up now for Painter. Then a cross-court winner for Butler's Megan Sheridan. Butler, on the other hand, will lose 5 primary players, including former All-American Anna Logan. But they do return Shay Horn, who is 3rd on the team, just under 200 kills this season. Nora Painter, one of 10 underclassmen for the Musketeers, serving now. Brooke Gregory, the kill. Logan. Another tally for the Butler redshirt senior. Came into the night 21 kills, shy of 1,500 for her career. She's already eclipsed 300 blocks. Did that earlier in the first set. Butler on top by 2. Looking for the sweep, potentially. But Xavier not going quietly. Both sets were won by the Butler Bulldogs, if you're just joining us, by a score of 25-23. They were swept in the season series last year by the Musketeers, 6-1. Gregory, another point. She's had 2 of the last 3 for Butler, playing well tonight on the road. These 2 teams will square off again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock local time. But in Indianapolis, they will head up to Indianapolis tonight after this match. Carlton blocks. Point Butler. 9-6 Bulldogs with Gregory serving, who is one of the handful of seniors finishing out her career this weekend rather, for the Dogs. Hopkins met at the net. Carlton whistled for the violation. And the Dogs are the first to double digits in set 3. Gregory. Hopkins. It's interesting when you look at the course of Butler's season. They started the year 1-7 in non-conference play. At one point, they had lost 4 consecutive matches. Since then, they've gone 11-9 and 9-7 in the Big East Conference. And so, although they haven't produced a 20-win season like they have grown accustomed to doing in Indianapolis, they have shown a tremendous bit of progress. And they are starting to widen the gap right now in the Musketeers, and Christy Pfeffenberger wants a timeout. Dogs have doubled up on the Muskies, 12-6. We will step aside halfway through set 3 on the Big East Digital Network.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was gonna spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Musketeers looking for a rebound out of the timeout called by Christy Pfeffenberger, down 12-6 in set 3. Brooke Gregory serving for the Bulldogs. And a much needed point. And it comes from Kerrigan O'Reilly. She's had a nice night tonight for the Musketeers. Not the one who always shows up at the top of the stat sheet. But impactful nonetheless. Logan. Sent over by Franksman. Ramsmeyer sets up Davidson. Alive by Hanlon. Davidson again. Blocked in the net by Kelly Franksman. Back-to-back points for Xavier. And now it's Kerrigan O'Reilly serving. Anna Logan chatting with our official. And there is a review taking place now on the other side. Anna Logan's a veteran. She's a redshirt senior. She's been around the college game for quite some time. And Sharon Clark said she might be the most intelligent player I have ever coached. And Sharon Clark has coached a long time, 20th season at Butler alone. She spent some more years on the college circuit around other Division I programs. Taking a look at what happened at the net on that last play. We will get an official ruling here shortly. But it does appear that Xavier is going to maintain that last point, which is important considering they were down 12-6 ahead of that last timeout. And that timeout coming at the perfect time for Christy Pfeffenberger. Musketeers serving. Looking to keep the rally alive. But Logan finishes it at 2-0. Butler on top by 5. The Dogs are 4-17 against Xavier since 1991. 2 of those wins came in a season series sweep back in 2017. That was the last time that Butler had a 20-win season. They've had 7 under Sharon Clark. But even when I talked to Christy Pfeffenberger, she didn't say that Xavier has dominated in recent years. In fact, the word she used was, we've just found a way to outlast Butler. And that's kind of what it takes. Always a battle between these two programs, and Xavier continues to battle. They've brought it within 3. And they send Alyssa Overbeck to the service line. Blocked at the net. Hanlon and Hopkins right there on the right side. Check that, it was Jada Carlton with Hanlon. Davidson, beautiful dig, that time by Overbeck. Davidson again, this time to the left side. Overbeck setting up Hanlon. Couldn't quite sneak it over the top of the net. And a Logan serving for the Dogs. Horn. What a night for Shea Horn. Butler has been the first to 15 in each of the 3 sets tonight as Logan sneaks over the ace. Set up for Hanlon. Butler going on a run here. They've won the last 4 points. Xavier needs a stop of some kind. Down 6. And there it is from Marianne O'Toole, the freshman from Louisville, Kentucky. Jada Carlton serving now for the Musketeers. Davidson. O'Toole trying to go cross court with it, couldn't quite get there. Butler 5 points away from a sweep. LeBeau. Hanlon, kept alive by Logan. Gregory sneaks it over. And another cross-court winner for Marianne O'Toole. That's 2 in the set. How about the freshman outside hitter? Really high school IQ in terms of the game in high school and in our club. The coaches weren't sure how it would translate to the college level. You talk to Christy Pfeffenberger, they say that Marianne O'Toole has transitioned very smoothly to the Division I game. They'll enjoy seeing a lot more of her on campus over the next 3 seasons. Ziemba back to serve for Butler. O'Toole, Ziemba, Horn. Set up for Hopkins. And that for Hopkins, I believe, is her 7th kill. Emma Milstead serving now for Butler. O'Toole again. How about the freshman coming up big in this must-have set for the Musketeers? Within 5 from the Musketeers serving now. Maddie Cutruff. Gregory, big time swing. Cutruff plays it back in. Logan, the setup. Gregory, out of play. Cutruff trying to start a rally here for Xavier. Beautiful service. Logan Hopkins. Gregory. The finish. And a timeout taken by Christy Pfeffenberger. Absolutely beautiful from Butler's Brooke Gregory, who has 8 kills tonight for the Dogs. We'll step aside and be right back with the conclusion of set 3 after this.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
Back from the Cintas Center on this Friday night, a rivalry tilt between the Musketeers and the Bulldogs. As we take a look at the stats, winding down set 3, Butler with a couple of players with 8 kills. Has been a very balanced attack for Butler, who has hit exceptionally well tonight, above their average actually, nearly 22% tonight, with far fewer errors than the Xavier Musketeers. Not much has separated these two sides. Butler won the first 2 sets by 2 points. Brooke Gregory serving. Hopkins. Logan into the middle, dug out by Rutruff. Meyer sneaking it over. Here is Carlton, dug out, kept alive, and we play on. Franksman trying to slip it past Ramsmeyer, and now set up for Anna Logan. Rutruff keeps it alive. Hopkins, and finally Xavier wins a big point for the Musketeers. What a rally. Fans loving that effort out of the Musketeers. If you don't think this match means a lot, think again. Both teams may not be in the postseason this year, but this rivalry carries with it a tremendous amount of emotion and pride. This is for bragging rights tonight. Ramsmeyer quickly over the net. And Butler in control again, serving with 3 points to win the match. Near side winner. Ramsmeyer serving. Davidson, cross-court winner for the Dogs, who are now 1 point away from the 3-set sweep. Davidson kept alive that time by O'Toole. Butler setting up Logan. Xavier staying alive. Down 6 here in set 3. O'Toole. How about Marianne O'Toole? 3 kills in this set, and they've come at the biggest of times, stopping big runs from the Bulldogs. Xavier hanging around. We've been at match point for the last 2 services. And too long that time from Butler's Rillian Dennis. And the Muskies down 4. Alyssa Overbeck at the service line. Floats it too long, and that'll do it from the Cintas Center in Cincinnati. Butler, 3-set winners going for the sweep. The best part about this rivalry, they'll face each other again tomorrow night in Indianapolis. Butler 25-23 twice, and then a 25-20 win to wrap things up here in Cincinnati. We'll be right back after this for one final time from the Cintas Center.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
The amount of student loan debt I have, I'm embarrassed to even say.
I felt like I was going to spend my whole adult life paying this off.
Thanks to SoFi, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
As of 12 p.m. today, I am debt-free.
We have no debt, we don't owe anybody anything, and it's fantastic.
Back one final time from the Cintas Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. A rivalry renewed tonight between the Butler Bulldogs and the Xavier Musketeers. And tonight, the Dogs prove victorious. Matt Schumacher and the winning head coach Sharon Clark with you. Coach, you get the 10 wins in the season. But more importantly, probably for you guys, you take down a bitter rival in the Xavier Musketeers. What impressed you tonight about your side?
Oh, I think we did a great job offensively. You know, we had a game plan and stuck to it, but our middles did a great job finishing balls for us.
Brooke Gregory and Anna Logan, 2 ladies who have, their names have become synonymous with Butler volleyball over the years. When their careers are all said and done, how will you remember them the most?
You know, as a fun this group of seniors, they're kind of quirky and crazy, and you can see it on the court. They do everything hard. They work hard, they play hard, and they have a lot of fun really hard. So that's what I'll remember about them, but they love the game, and they play. You can see it in their play.
You have one match to go in this 2019 campaign. You take on this Xavier team tomorrow night. What's so fun about this rivalry? 2 schools that are only separated by 115 miles. You always finish the season with the Musketeers.
Yeah, you know, we always have great matches with them. You know, Xavier's our rival. They always have been, and it's fun. But no matter where everyone is in the season, we battle whenever we play each other, and so that's what makes it fun for both sides.
Certainly a battle tonight. Coach, congratulations on the sweep.
Thank you.
Sharon Clark, the winning head coach for the Butler Bulldogs. They will finish the season tomorrow night in Indianapolis. Butler, 3-set winner in Cincinnati. So long on the Big East Digital Network. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful weekend.